for some reason, everyone looks to this guy, Bill Gates, as the expert on everything now, which is like a little weird. That's another like red flag, right? Bill Gates is the expert on everything from climate change to COVID and who knows what else in the future. There's a logical fallacy that's out there that if you are an expert in one thing, then it means you're an expert in every other thing, right? So if you're an expert in one thing, which I would say Bill Gates is an expert at computer software, can we give him that, right? So he's an expert at computer software and whatever skill sets apply to that field. That does not make him an expert in anything else. But we think this all the time, and we do it all the time, not just with people we don't know, but people we know, like people at work and everything too, right? So if you're an expert at football, it doesn't mean you know anything about quantum mechanics, and no one would make that silly mistake. And that's true vice versa too. If you're an expert in quantum mechanics, doesn't mean you know anything about football. So we get that, but still we make this confusion from time to time, and we're doing it with Bill Gates. Oh, you're an expert over here. Well, it must mean you're an expert over here too. Like, no. And it's an ancient fallacy. It's a fallacy that goes back a long, long time. There was an ancient artist in Greece, Apelles was his name. And the story goes that whenever he would debut his painting, like that one right there, he would stand behind it, right? So he has his painting out and he would stand behind it so that he could hear people make comments about it, right? I guess it was like the ancient version of reading comments about you in a newspaper article or something, right? So a cobbler criticized how he painted a sandal in one of his paintings. And Apelles is behind the painting and he says to himself, well, that's a great critique. You're right. Thank you, cobbler. I put one too few laces on the sandal. Thank you for that critique. That's what he's saying to himself. And then the cobbler goes on and critiques another part of his painting. And then Apelles peeks out from behind the painting. He jumps out from behind the painting and he says, shoemaker, not above the sandal. Shoemaker, not above the sandal. There's an old adage, similarly, it's cobbler, stick to your last. Right? It means stick to what you're good at. Stick to what you know. And one could say that about Bill Gates. Hey, Bill, stick to what you know. And it's less of an insult to Bill and more to all of us. I don't feel like saying that to Bill. Bill can pretend he's an expert or anything. I feel like saying it to everyone else in America. Be like, hey, everyone, maybe we don't need to ask the cobbler. Right? Maybe we don't need to ask Bill Gates and act like he should be an expert in everything.
Bill Gates is a billionaire and world-renowned philanthropist, but stories of suspicious behavior and unsettling relationships have raised questions about the internet mogul. Exposed, The Real Bill Gates takes an in-depth look at the man behind Microsoft and asks the questions mainstream media chooses to ignore. Don't miss Exposed, The Real Bill Gates, a First TV exclusive available now for First TV supporters. Simply visit thefirsttv.com or download the First TV app to subscribe and start watching today.